हर चीज में इक्वल होना चाहती हो तो why not in this? इसमें क्या है?
Say bye.
Say bye. Red flag है थोड़ा.
True.
Make it work, man. Come on. So I think it's fab. They will make great house husbands. Like, I do not like this trait about his personality.
Hello and welcome back to On the Fence. We are so thrilled to have Gini Bua back again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
Gini Bua, it's been a few years since you've been on the dating market, as one can imagine. And yet, you know, it's really a wild, wild world out there that all of us are navigating at this time. And I want to get your take on some recent trends in the dating and relationships landscape of 2024 to see where you stand on them, how you feel, what's your advice for people. Can he plan a future if he can't plan a date?
हर चीज में इक्वल होना चाहती हो तो why not in this? इसमें क्या है? If you later also feel कि after a couple of times that I am the only one who's making that call or I am the only one who's wanting that date, then of course you can move back. Like I said, you've kept it casual first couple times and you know you see there's no reaction from the guy, forget it. But it doesn't mean that you can't pick up the phone and say we can meet tomorrow. Why
don't
that
we
gender?
think it's like a weird signal like कि पहले से ही वो interest ही नहीं दिखा रहा है. Like he's not proactive in taking measures to meet me.
If he's faffing around and doing, you know, some shooting the breeze with some friends, I can get it. I agree with you. If you feel a couple times you've tried or he's not even responding to your messages, not interested. कुछ नहीं हुआ, no loss. You weren't made for each other. कोई और है ना. There will be somebody else. Yeah.
How do you feel about like short-term relationships?
Short-term serious relationships, I am not a fan of. I would say take it easy. You know, tread slowly. It doesn't have to get serious immediately. Meet a few people, go out, go to a movie, go to a coffee shop. Just get to know someone casually. It doesn't have to get into it like really serious, like on date 2.
Why don't you pick a card and we'll react?
Sure. Okay, splitting finances 50-50 after marriage, 100%.
Oh, you think so? So on that note, date pe splitting the bill, what do you think?
Split the bill.
Why?
Why क्यों?
Why would I pay?
हर चीज में इक्वल हो तो इसमें क्यों?
मैं क्यों कह रही हूँ हर चीज में इक्वल नहीं है ना?
क्यों इक्वल नहीं है?
हम लोग अलग तरह के बोझ उठाते हैं women.
क्या बोझ उठा रही हो तुम?
I'm giving birth to your child. Potentially.
Okay, come on यार.
Why? No, I would never.
I would pay 50-50 till I'm, you know, thinking in my mind, okay, this is a guy अब, you know, हो रहा है. अब फाइनेंसेस 50-50 करने का कोई मतलब नहीं. अब वो पूल में जा रहा है. वो खर्चे या मैं खर्चूं सेम.
See, my perspective on this is that for a guy, there in the initial stages, their in financial investment is some kind of a metric of their seriousness when it comes to pursuing me in like a long-term capacity, right? Like if he's okay to be 50-50, then I'm assuming that he's not even investing anything upfront. Like they don't understand.
Chandra.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
Not to me.
Yeah.
I think till I feel that I am maybe date 5 or 6 now, I'm thinking, okay, like he looks like, to me at least, potential. He's also showing some, and you know, if he offers to pay at that time, I'll say chal.
Because I want to feel that okay, eventually he'll be able to take care of me, right? So
taking care of you means what? Only to take you to Taj Mansi? Then
just to generally like support me, and this is one way to assess that, which is like financial.
No, but I will insist. It's got nothing. Even if he says he wants to pay, I mean, personally, initially, I will insist. No, it's okay.
Right.
We're out as friends. I mean, it would be, I can be out with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'd pick up 50-50.
Always.
फिर क्या फर्क है अभी?
Because this is a date. ये friends थोड़ी ना हम लोग. जो अगर मैं अपने male friend के साथ बाहर जाऊंगी, I would always pay 50, like pay my share. But I need something to differentiate this from just friends hanging out platonically versus you are taking me on a date romantically.
After 4-5 dates, you'll anyway gauge कि भाई ये कहाँ जा रहा है. इससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि वो कॉफी के पैसे किसने दिए? मैं तो बहुत ही irrelevant है मेरे लिए.
What would you say is the biggest thing that people do tend to shut their eyes to that they shouldn't?
You know, I always, for me, it was a big one. You know, how are you with somebody who's serving you in a restaurant? How are you with somebody who has nothing to give to you? You know, how do you deal with that one person? To me, that's a big one. Just be a nice person.
Great. Next card.
Live in relationships.
So how do we feel about that?
I think it's very good. I think you get to know a lot when you actually live with somebody rather than when you're dating somebody. It's very easy to be very nice and all of that for 6 months and have fun outside. I'm meeting you for a movie and, for a dinner date and whatever. But when you're actually living with somebody, it's small things that might irritate you. It's for a lifetime. So there may be something that you just cannot stand about him. He cannot stand about you. You'll get to know him within a couple months. And that'll be the end of it. I think it's fine.
I definitely think there's two sides of it because I feel like, there are other perspectives that say that, when you live pehle, before getting married, there is a tendency to not put up with as much because you're not married, right? You know what I mean? So if you were married, then you would be like, okay, we'll have to make this work, right? It's a much more difficult road to get out of that situation. So I feel like live-in mein kya hai ki people's tendency is to, yaar, nahi samajh aa raha, his alarm clock is really annoying, let me just get out of this scene, as opposed to we're married, let's figure out a way to make it work.
It can't be these little trivial things ki alarm clock ki आवाज ठीक नहीं है. अब यार वो तो change कर सकते हो ना. मतलब that it can't be the right. That I'm just saying
yes.
It has to be something big. You have moved in with the guy. The guy has moved in with you. Now it can't be about switching off lights at a certain time. Right? It has to be something really more than that. Yeah, significant. Like, I do not like this trait about his personality.
Yeah.
He's unethical at work. You figure out something that you just cannot handle. I would say those are the make and break. So I think the 6 months or whatever, however long, but I think you should have a date in mind. Saying, ab, 4 mahine ke baad, or whatever your thing is, I'm going to take a call at that point.
Sage counsel.
Stay-at-home husband.
How do we feel?
It's great. Let the men take on some responsibility that the women were traditionally doing, right? Some lady is earning enough to run the house and the man, for whatever reason, wants to stay at home and look after the house. Fantastic. Fantastic. These days, it's a world of equality. It doesn't matter who's getting the bucks and making the house run. The house is running, whoever runs it. So I think it's fab. They are, they will make great house husbands.
Amazing.
Wonderful. Yeah.
But what do you think about this notion that, women are just more adept or more better at taking care of the home and the children?
People say that because traditionally you felt that it was the woman's role. The man went out to earn the money and run the home. Come on. Everything's changed, bhai. The women are doing everything the men are doing, right? So it's a role reversal in that sense. And I'm sure the men can do a great job in running homes and looking after the kids and buying the groceries and whatever else that it takes.
So it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's 50% of, your life.
Your turn.
Is there any world in which you would stay in touch with your ex-husband? Ka scene ho sakta hai. Simply because if there are children involved, sometimes you want to stay in touch with your ex. There is a child involved, right? Or there is some decisions that were made jointly, which need to be, and you keep in touch. I know some friends who are now not friendly, but
amicable.
Yeah, with their ex. Whatever happened. It happened 10 years ago. You moved on. Ex-boyfriend? I don't know. That one would be a bit of a question.
Like, what if we stay friends or something?
No, I doubt. I doubt. I don't think we can stay friends and I've moved on or wo hua kya fir, I don't think so. I think it's unhealthy.
Say bye.
Say bye. Red flag hai thoda.
True. Joint family versus living alag se.
Initially, when I got married, I did live in a joint family for about a year. I'd say the good is that it's a running house, you get there, everything's working, you don't really have to
set it
up. You get hot food on the table when you come back, and kids have cousins in, big joint families, and there's older people are looked after in big joint families, and, there's always somebody pitching in and someone has your back because it's a family like that. On the other hand, privacy is an issue. Independence is an issue. I guess people get a little judgmental, and I don't know why. There's a lot of this ki इतनी लेट हो गई अभी तक नहीं उठे. I don't know what people have with this getting up in the morning business, but anyway, a lot of people have that issue. कि अभी तक सो रहे हैं. अब you know, now if you were independently living on your own, nobody cares. आप कितने बजे तक सो रहे हो? Of course, living on your own has its hassles. Firstly, you're paying rent. You know, you're a young couple paying rent. Already वो जो तुमने सोचा था मजे करेंगे, वो मजे आधे हो गए एक सेकंड में. On the other hand, you set up your own home. There is a lot of pleasure buying your own things, setting up your own home. You have a vision of, you know, how you want to live. You're completely independent. There's no itte baje aaye, itte baje gaye. You know, there's none of that.
It seems like it's a very individual decision.
Yes.
Like, contained to like that couple and that specific the circumstances of those families.
You know, the kitchen becomes such an issue in large joint families. The kitchen becomes the main thing. So a lot of people I know, you know, are in joint families, but independent joint families. Okay. We have floors. Each of us has a floor. We have our own kitchen. The kitchen causes the problem. I don't know what it is.
Interesting.
Yes.
Never thought about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a long one.
I know.
Divorce. Marriage is boring. Cheating partner. Marriage is boring. You have to make it interesting. You can't sit back and think, oh, you know, the guy has to do A, B, C, D, or you know, he's not doing, or the guy is thinking like she's supposed to be making it some spicy. Yeah, fun, whatever. I'm sorry. It's a job for two people.
Okay.
Like everything else, both of you have to
So
work
it's not a reason.
at it.
It's not a reason to walk away.
Absolutely not. If you think that it's not, make it work. Do something about it. It's not casual. The casual was the dating. Now make it work, man. Come on.
Yeah.
उसमें पता लग गया सब casual में कि क्या हो रहा है.
Sure.
Cheating partner.
What do you think? शादी हो गई है.
कितना टाइम निकल गया.
कितना टाइम निकल गया.
You know, it's a situation, okay, where people walk out because of this, and I know people who stay because people have nowhere to walk out and live parallel lives, have kids, you know, whatever, everything is going on and you're living that life. You may be unhappy, but you really don't want to go back to where you came from. Your choice. Really your choice. It's a tough one. Yeah. Some people can't handle it, and some people, you know, even if they're financially independent and all, just want to stay on because for whatever reason. Yeah. Many times you may do it for the kids. So, not nice. Infertility.
I really want kids, but we can't have kids.
We can adopt kids. You love me enough, we'll get kids. We'll get a kid. कोई भी baby आता है, there's happiness in the house. It doesn't have to be कि हमारा ही baby है. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Baby is baby. I don't think infertility should be an issue at all. Not in today's world. Adopt a child. Come on, you're even doing somebody, you know, you're doing some good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Astrology matching in marriage?
I would say I wouldn't bother with it. And of course, when, you know, people do it now, my time also, patri dikhana and all of that happened and whatever. अब love marriage में तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहा. कौन पत्री दिखा रहा है love marriage में? कुछ भी नहीं. The only thing in arranged marriages, and I remember, you know, when we were all these proposals and whatever was happening, they would keep that as that one thing that we can tell them without making the boy or the girl people feel bad that we are not saying going no. to. We are saying no. Okay. So instead of saying कि
we didn't like
हमें तो लड़का बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आया, या you know आपकी तुम्हें family नहीं अच्छी लगी, या तो आपने पकौड़े नहीं खिलाए, या whatever, you know, whatever it was, they will say पत्री दे दीजिए, and then they will say हमने दिखाया था and the पत्री didn't match.
Last question.
Hanji.
I know this was an exciting one. This one I'm curious to hear a lot about.
What kind of mother-in-law do you plan to be?
Have you ever thought about it? No?
I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend to be something I'm not, or, you know, whatever. I don't have too many expectations. I want to keep my expectations low. I'm not disappointed then with anything. I think for me, I'd really aspire to consider my daughter-in-laws like my sons.
You have two sons. They're getting older. You must have thought at some point of time, like, what kind of girl you would love to see them marry. So do you have anything in mind in terms of what qualities you'd look for in a prospective daughter-in-law?
A happy person, you know, just wanting to make things work. I hope I brought up my boys so that they can keep the girls happy. You know, I always tell them कि petals के जैसे हैं, petals के जैसे deal करो. You know, see how your father deals with me. प्यार से रखो.
That brings us to a close of another exciting, wonderful episode with Gini Bua. We hope to have you back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
I love coming to Verona. It's great, and
Yes.
looking forward to coming back again.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.